Hello, welcome back to Grow Plants Grow. And today in this video, I'll be showing you my update on my plants. I know it's been a while. I haven't really uploaded because I've just been so busy in my personal life and I've been just trying to focus on school and whatnot. But it doesn't mean I abandoned my garden. It's still beautiful. I still have things to take care of. And I also have things to show you guys. So, yeah, let's get right into the garden. Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember this, but this is my rosemary plant. I actually have this plant and another rosemary, but this one is gone wild. I transplanted it, honestly. I transplanted, and it's growing a lot. It's growing. So now this was my mom's sweet pepper. They're like snacking peppers and whatnot, and as you can see, immediately when I showed you, you noticed it started developing a pepper here. And also another pepper that I would say is right behind, okay? So it already started to develop its flowers, and they already bloomed and whatnot. So now the flowers are going to start changing into the pepper. So I have a green bell pepper plant, and all I did was take some bamboo that someone left on the street. I just cut it and I turned it into a stand for my bell peppers because I did not want to use any more tomato racks. I just feel like they were kind of expensive and whatnot. And here, this is the bell pepper. It is growing, and let me tell you guys something. You can get a tomato stand like this. Okay, you can get a tomato stand, but if you don't have the money, you can just get some random stick. Sorry, don't mind my dog, but you can get some random stick like this, place it in, and then tie it up, and it'll work just fine. It will work entirely fine. So yeah, this is the green bell pepper. It's already developing and it looks good. So now, the real reason I didn't want to show you this just yet is because it's a lot that has changed about this plant. I just wanted to discuss on this one first. So now, our Beefmaster plant. Let me back all the way up so you guys can see. The Beefmaster plant has actually defeated the rack entirely. It just keeps going. It keeps going. And yes, I prune it every now and then. If you look in between, suckers will grow. I've been removing them. And so many flowers have developed. Flowers. Every morning I wake up and I see new flowers. New ones every time. And even here, what had happened in this is that the yellow part, which is like these little yellow flowers, they fell off early. So I didn't know if they were still developed or how long it would take. And then one morning I woke up and I already have two. So this whole plant here, let me get the sun away from you guys. This whole plant here has developed in such a short period of time. And tomato plants, I will tell you this, they love space. So if you have a good garden pot like this, in general, your tomato plant is going to love you. It's going to grow wildly. It's going to grow like a bush. But in this case, it's kind of like a vine. And yeah. So on to the next. So here, this is my red bell pepper plant. Please help me, you guys. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I mean, I'm happy to see that it's growing. As you can see, it's developed a lot. And you see, as in the midst of me talking about this plant, a flower fell off. And now you guys, I know you're wondering, okay, is this okay if these little flowers fall off? They're fine. If the flower falls off, it doesn't mean that it's gonna stop it from developing. It's just one part. Okay, because majority of the peppers that you see growing now, their flowers have fell off at a young age, like early in the process they just fell off. So I have at least 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have 3 that fell off already, but they're gonna keep developing. Now this is the part where I ask you guys to help me. This says it's a red bell pepper plant. Yes, I do believe that it's a red pepper plant, but the way it is developing, I don't know. Does that look like a red bell pepper to you? I mean, please let me know. Give me your opinion, because I'm kind of confused. But I'm happy either way because it's growing wildly. Even the damaged leaves, they're recovering, and the whole plant itself is recovering. And I meant to actually talk about that in another video, which is so annoying, but I will get into it. So here I did buy a tomato stand, and this is for the husky red cherry dwarf tomatoes. This is my mom's favorite. She loves tomatoes that are small. All right, so all I've done was add it to a rack, and now it's just growing and growing and growing and producing so many beautiful tomatoes for me, even the ones at the bottom. Yeah. So I think this one is starting to change in color now. It is becoming red. I mean, I can see the difference between these two, which is very cool. And so here is my other plant, which is the cayenne pepper. And look, I already developed flowers, already started, developing as it should be. And I did the same method. I just got some bamboo, I cut it, I tied it. So, okay, here I know what you guys are wondering, what is going on? I actually did a testing experiment. Now, my experiment is actually with tomatoes that I've actually bought from the store. All right. So this is Campari tomatoes that I've actually bought from a market. All I did was slice the tomato just like you would slice a tomato to put on a sandwich. I placed it in one of these small containers like this. I let it grow, and it grew about 50 of these plants. And as you see, new ones are developing that I didn't even think were mixed with the soil, because I tried to separate each root individually, and that was pretty difficult because I mean, so many are still developing in this case, even for this one. Isn't that cute? I know. So yeah, this is the pepper tomato garden part, including a rosemary. The reason I typically have my plants in the front side of my yard instead of the back is because the backyard does not get a lot of sunlight. And for you guys, if this is your first time gardening, always remember, if it's a pepper plant or a tomato plant, it needs at least 6 to 8 hours of sun, even longer, I assume. It does not like too much water. It takes neglect, okay, to a certain degree, and it will continue to grow. So now I will show you guys my herbs, because there's an update for that one too. And I forgot there is a pepper plant over there as well that I'm, kind of did a whole experiment on, just like this. So let me get right into it, okay? All right. So hello, you guys. This is my basil. I bought 2 basil plants. That was some time ago, but they've grown a lot. They were much smaller than this. My oregano, it's really developing. And here I have my chives, and they look okay. They're all green and nice. My sage has grown tremendously because, well, actually, I just woke up, and this is my first time looking at it now, and it looks really different from last week. My green onions are really developing too. My rosemary is really developing as well. I bought it when it was dying, and then now it just started to heal. Because rosemary is one of those perennial plants that will actually survive almost anything. You can't really kill a rosemary plant. You can't really kill a rosemary plant unless it is something serious. And here is a recovered plant. And yeah, that last video, these leaves were actually turning brown and dried, but now they're green. So in a separate video, again, I promise I will go over and discuss exactly what I did wrong and exactly what I did right to fix it. All right. So here is my lemon balm. I love lemon balm. I love to mix lemon balm with my mint. This is mint. And this is another basil. We already kind of discussed over that already. But this is my mint. I love to mix lemon balm and mint because they're a great combination. They grow very well. And I love it. And so here I have my curly parsley. I have Italian parsley. I have cilantro that I'm growing and whatnot. And yeah, I am just taking care of this garden day by day. And it's lovely. So, I also forgot to mention these. All I've done was slice a tomato. I placed it under some soil like this, left it in the sunlight in good areas that I know it will grow, and then they started developing. I'm surprised this one has this many because the last time I did this, it grew about 50. So I will make a video going step by step on how to do this because it's really cool. You know, mainly like, say for instance, you want to start your garden in like, I don't know, March, but you want to start it off indoors before you take it outside. You know, by the time you take it outside, the weather should change or whatnot. But yeah, I wanted to test this out, and this is how it is. Exactly how it is. So for those who may not have grow lights at home, I suggest you probably get a grow light, because if you get a grow light, it's going to save your life. And I also have a big surprise with that one too. So there will be another video. But yeah, these are the tomatoes. I would say my testing experiment, because the reason I didn't post it was because I wasn't so sure it was going to work out. And here, to my surprise, these plants have actually grown. And these are not tomato plants. These are habanero peppers. These are hot peppers. So, like I said again, I just sliced the pepper or tomato. I placed it under some soil. Gave it some time. Gave it its light that it needs to germinate. And this is the result. And I'm sure many more will start to develop because I do see some roots in here. So, yeah. This is my update. This is my garden update. This is what I've kind of been up to outside. And so, yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be ready for my other videos that I have coming up. And, yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye. Subscribe to my main channel, Mani's World Food. And, yeah. Have a wonderful day.